Hello everyone! This is Running on Empty Food Review. Well, hello ladies, gentlemen, and everyone watching. Welcome one and all to this newest edition of the Running on Empty Food Review series. I'm your host, the Report of the Week. Always happy to be here. It is a chicken wing extravaganza right now. I think by any definition you could easily consider it to be not just a wing-eating occasion, not just a wing review, but a wing extravaganza, and I have gone all out for this. As a matter of fact, you could actually see some special artwork back there. You could see right there, this is that famous painting of that swarm of chicken wings right there. So you could obviously see a huge chicken wing themed event. I've got the chicken wing pattern tie on as well. And this is all in celebration of Buffalo Wild Wings' latest release. Buffalo Wild Wings has done the unthinkable. They didn't just release one new wing flavor, but get ready for this. They released two. And I have them both, and I am going to try both of them out. So this is going to be the rare double review. I'm going to try to be quick about it, just go through one and go through the other, and that'll be that. But all joking aside, I want to try out these two new wing flavors, see how good they are, and hopefully now you'll know what it's all about. Alright, so, Buffalo Wild Wings, as I said, they've released two new wing flavors. The first wing flavor that they've released is sweet chili lime flavor. Sounds interesting. The second wing flavor that they have released is General Tso's chicken. So two interesting flavors in my opinion, and I think, especially understanding how fast food is these days, this has the potential of being very good or very bad. Of course, we shall see momentarily. I should add, before we get into the review, obviously show you what they look like, that price-wise, these were not the most inexpensive wings in the world. I got 12 wings in total. So I got 6 wings that were the sweet chili lime, and then I got 6 wings that were General Tso's flavor. The price for 6 wings, boneless or bone-in, was $12. It's actually slightly over $12. So just to get these 12 wings, it was around $25 for them both. Just the wings by themselves, no sides, no drink, purely for 6 wings. To get both of these flavors, around $25. Not cheap, in my opinion, but wings have always been a little pricier than some of the other items out there. So anyway, come in the little box right here. Again, I got 6 of them. It was tough telling them apart, but then they put a little sticker on the back, so that makes it easier. So, first, taking a look at the sweet chili lime wings. You can see there they are. Usually I go with boneless wings. That's my go-to. However, just because they were really advertising these as the bone-in variety, I just wanted to try to get them based on how you see them in the advertisement, but generally I would get them as boneless wings. That's just my personal preference. People can say what they want about that. So there they are. And let's get a closer look right there. There we go. Crispy. Looks like it's well, thoroughly coated, I should say, with the sauce. I can smell a little bit of the, sorry about that. I could smell a little bit of almost the sweetness, which is interesting. So I don't think there's a ton to really say about these. Again, these are the sweet chili lime wings from Buffalo Wild Wings. $12 for a 6-piece. I will try these out, let you know what they taste like, and then we'll just go right into the General Tso's wings as well. So, let's try out the first wing flavor, Buffalo Wild Wings Chili Lime. Going in. Texturally, as I'm sure you could probably see, they're a bit rubbery, but could be worse. Really, of course, I just want to try out the sauce. Awkward consumption or not, I'll get the same result in the end. I'll know what they taste like. And indeed, I feel already I've been able to get a pretty fair assessment of these. So, being that there's more wings to review, I'll be quick. I was able to try this one, and then I think I'll be able to build a more accurate consensus as to the actual quality of the meat itself when I try out the other ones. But, alright, so in terms of the chicken itself, first and foremost, the meat itself is of good quality. It's tender. It's juicy on the interior. Flavorful. The exterior, though, I'm afraid, I feel as though it was almost cooked. It's not quite overdone, but it has this bit of a rubbery sort of consistency. And as you could see, as I was biting in on the skin of it, really pulling on it, and it was just really difficult to try to separate each bite, because it was as though the skin, the fried exterior of the wings, was a solid mass. And it was just difficult to separate. It has that sort of rubbery quality, which, is never all that good of a thing. Again, it could be worse. The interior of the wings, once you kind of break that surface layer, much better in that regard. So that's just something to be a little mindful of. All right. That mentioned, obviously when I try out the other wings, I'll just very quickly see if that's the same. Otherwise, here's the thing about the sauce. Chili lime is the flavor, sweet chili lime, as a matter of fact. I could taste the sweetness. I could definitely taste the sweetness. I could even smell the sweetness. As I continue eating this, can I taste the lime at all? I'm sorry if my delivery is a little slow. I feel something in my mouth. It's just weird. As a matter of fact, because it's distracting, so pardon me for a moment. Okay, that's what it was. There was one of those little flakes from the wing. It was on the roof of my mouth. It was just kind of weird. Anyway, now that that's taken care of, there's no distraction there at this point. So the one thing about the sauce that I noticed was obviously it's described as being this sweet chili lime flavor. Now, the thing that I was most interested in, as far as this flavor goes, I was interested in trying out the lime in regards to this. Can I taste that at all? Not in the slightest. I wouldn't even be able to tell you that there was any sort of lime note to these wings. I almost thought to myself, when I was looking at these, I thought, did they put the wrong sticker on this? Because it's I don't taste any sort of it doesn't taste like the General Tso's chicken at all, but at the same time, does it taste like how I would envision a chili lime to be at all? Not necessarily. As a matter of fact, because now I have to do this real quick, because I'm just thinking to myself, when I have these two wings right here, these two different wing flavors, and I'm just thinking to myself on the spot, because I just want to give a legitimate, genuine first impression here. I'm looking at these two, I'm thinking, all right, they say that this one wing is going to be a very distinct flavor, and I'm not tasting that. The only thing that I'm tasting is this little bit of a sweetness and a little bit of a spiciness, but no sort of characteristic that I could describe as being, oh yeah, that's chili lime. So then I have to think to myself, well, it doesn't taste like General Tso's chicken at all, but did they somehow mess up? Did they give me the wrong thing? So no, it's like, when I'm smelling this, which is, they say it's the General Tso's one, I could definitely smell the difference. It's like, very distinctly, it's like, yeah, I know that's the General Tso's, because at first I was thinking that they just give me the wrong order, because it tastes so unlike how it's advertised, and that's disappointing. That's not to say that this flavor that I'm trying here isn't good, because it's enjoyable, but as I bite into this, it's more like a honey glaze to it than anything else. It's like, there's a little bit of spiciness to it, not much at all though. They're way more sweet than they are spicy, but that's about it. A mild, very mild, spicy note to it, a pronounced sweetness, but that's it. No lime, nothing else to it. If I had these and I were to give my best description of these without knowing what they're advertised as, I would say, oh yeah, this is definitely like some sort of like hot honey sort of wing flavor. If you were to tell me, no, that's chili lime, I'd think, huh? What on earth what are you telling me? You don't taste any lime here. There's not the slightest note of it. So that's disappointing. It's one thing if it tastes all right, which it does, again, but it's specifically mentioned that these are supposed to be chili lime flavored wings, and that's definitely lacking. So it's very confusing when it was just so different and so drastically different than what was advertised. That's why I was a bit confused at first. And then given the quality, that rubbery note on the exterior, slightly overpriced as well, I'm a bit disappointed at first. Not that these are bad, grotesque, evil, awful, vile wings or anything close to that, but it's just, are they what you hoped that they would be? In my case, no, they aren't. So as a result, I would be giving the chili lime wings from Buffalo Wild Wings, the sweet chili, so I guess they kind of got them right with the first word. Out of 10, I'm going to be giving these a 5 out of 10. Again, they taste all right, sure, but there's just so many other qualities that are lacking. Hence, the rating that they got. Now, try out the General Tso's chicken right there. Again, nice glaze to them. And try that out now. So, let's see if these are as advertised, hopefully, fingers crossed. So brace yourself for another awkward eating segment, and then that'll be that. Alright, now the General Tso's flavor from Buffalo Wild Wings going in. Well, good news in regards to the General Tso's chicken. Much better in every single regard. Much better. It's actually a bit of a relief, because I was just hoping, come on, please don't be as much of a letdown as the sweet chili lime were. And I'm very pleased to report that the General Tso's flavor is way better in every single way. Yeah, well, the chicken is still a little chewy. It's not as pronounced as the other wings, which is good. The quality of the meat itself is just as good on the interior, whilst being better on the exterior. The sauce, it's a very thick, almost has a honey quality to it. It's a bit on the stickier side, but it is a very potent sauce. And what I could definitely taste to it, it definitely has that sort of flair, where, it definitely has that sort of note that you could just tell that, You could just obviously tell that it's what it's supposed to be, for lack of a better word. But as I'm eating this, it has a very pronounced, I guess you would say, I'm just trying to think of the right note. It's not, like honey-like. It's got that honey-like quality to it, but it's not totally. It's got a much more pronounced spiciness to it. What I'm trying to say, I suppose. And then at the same time, it's got this nice sweetness, this nice spiciness to it. The spiciness and both the sweetness are far, far more intense than what the sweet chili lime wings had. But they work very nicely. They complement each other quite well. It definitely has that sort of Asian flair to it, which is, again, exactly what you were hoping for. The sauce, again, yeah, a bit sticky, but it's just very pronounced, very flavorful. You could taste it in every single bite. And that spice, it lingers on a bit too, so as I'm eating it, I could still taste this bit of a spicy aftertaste. The sweetness hits you immediately, and then it dissipates rather quickly, but the spiciness lasts. It lasts, it's still there. It's not quite to the point where I would need to go ahead and, start guzzling down any sort of cool drink or anything to try to balance everything out, but it's definitely pronounced, and I would describe it as more or less being a more flavorful spice. But in short, what I'm just essentially trying to say here, of course, if you've had General Tso's chicken before, you know it has those sweet and spicy notes to it. This is a perfect match for it, models those characteristics exactly. It has a very flavorful sauce. The chicken is of good quality. I think they got the notes just right. I am much, much happier with their General Tso's chicken than I am the sweet chili lime chicken. So while one was essentially false advertising, the other is exactly what they said it was going to be. It might be a bit more overpriced, but at least one of these two was way better than the other. So if you're interested in these new flavors, forget about the sweet chili lime. That thing is a letdown. Go with the General Tso's chicken from Buffalo Wild Wings. Much better, and I think you'll be happy with it. So, like I said, you see the new flyers or the new ads or whatever it is, however they advertise it, new commercials. Forget about, again, the sweet chili lime. Ignore it. Go with the General Tso's chicken. That's way better. As a result, I'm going to be giving these wings an 8.4 out of 10. Far better. Get these if you're interested. And that's all that I have for you. Sorry if this was a bit disorganized and confused. I was a bit confused myself. That's all that I have. Until next time, I'm your host, The Report of the Week.